Debt kills innovative companies. I'll repeat that. Debt kills innovative companies. If you have a successful software business, you will be approached all the time by banks who say, I will lend you tens of millions of dollars. Take this money instead of selling equity. Because if you sell equity, you're going to give up 10, 20% of your company. They're going to expect very large returns. Instead, take the same amount of money in debt. You don't give up any equity in your company, and you'll keep all the upside. And we're only looking for, an 8 or 9% interest rate, way less return than VCs, PE expect. And that's all true, but the debt ends up destroying the companies, because when you take equity, you lose upside because your investors will get 10 or 20% of the company, but you retain control. When you take debt, you retain the upside, but you give up control. And now you're like, wait, Aaron, if I take equity, I get VCs on my board. Like debt, there's no board. I don't have to add anyone from my board. How am I giving up control with debt instead of equity? The way debt works is, you might think, hey, I borrow $30 million today. I got to pay it back with interest in 5 years, or I pay interest as I go, and then I get 5 years. The problem is, banks are conservative and they expect you to provide a forecast. They require you to provide a forecast for how much profit you're going to create every quarter along that 5-year journey, so that they can build a model and be confident that you'll be able to pay it all back over time. And if you miss the forecast, they have the ability to take control of your company. Therefore, you are highly, highly incentivized to make sure that you hit your profit and loss forecast for every quarter as you go. Innovation often ends up taking longer than you expect. Therefore, sometimes when you take the money to do an innovative project, the project just takes longer to bear fruit. Therefore, you start to miss on your expected profit for the first year or two. Now, you don't want to lose your company, so you can increase the profits because the innovation program is taking longer than expected, so you need to cut your costs. And you need to cut your costs in a way where you're sure you're still going to be able to hit your P&L, your profit and loss for those quarters, so you can hit your forecast. So therefore, what do you cut? The most innovative things, because those are the most risky things. And the problem is, the most risky things are usually the ones that have the most upside. So you end up building a very conservative company when you take debt instead of equity. Now, even if things work, what happens is the innovative people don't want to work in the company that's focused on the near-term profitability, because they want to be they want to create interesting products which create new revenue so they can have even more resources to build even more interesting products. So even when you get the debt cycle working well, you've already lost all your innovative people, and it's really hard to restart that innovation flywheel. So even though equity is very expensive, it's better for the long term of your company than debt. Now, this is very different if your company does acquisitions. If your business model is to roll up other companies, buy them, the model works much better. Investors love it. It works. They want to keep lending you more money, so you get much more runway. It works great. Also, the people you're looking to hire are not the innovators building new products. They're the innovators who learn how to cut costs and add efficiencies. Those people love constantly buying new companies, taking more debt. That works great. So you end up attracting the people you want. So yes, if you're doing a roll-up, debt is great. If you're an innovative company, debt will kill you. Sorry, but that's the reality. Thanks for watching.